First, today we are going to see about chapter 6.12.3 collisions in two dimensions, NCERT plus 1 physics. So this is an object with mass m1 and with initial velocity v1I. This is another object with mass m2 and both are stationary. So now m1, this object with mass m1 travels with the initial velocity v1I, hits the stationary or collides with the stationary object 2 with mass m2. So what happens is, because of it strikes here, this mass 1 goes in this direction with velocity v1f. v1f is the final velocity, and mass m2 is moving in this direction with velocity v2f. v2f means final velocity of this object. Okay, so the angle for mass 1 is theta 1 and for mass 2 it is theta 2. So this kind of situation you might have seen in carom board, where this is the striker and this is the coin. So when the striker hits, striker may go in this direction and coin may go in this direction. Okay, so now we are resolving this m1 v1f into horizontal and vertical component. So consider this triangle. If we take cos theta 1, which is adjacent side by hypotenuse, hypotenuse is m1 v1f. Therefore adjacent side is m1 v1f into cos theta 1. Similarly, if you consider this triangle, if you apply cos theta 2 for this triangle, adjacent side by hypotenuse, hypotenuse is m2 v2f. Therefore adjacent side is m2 v2f cos theta 2. Now this is the horizontal component of both m1 v1f and m2 v2f, both lies in x direction. If you apply sin theta 1 for this triangle, which is opposite side by hypotenuse, opposite side is along y direction, this way. So opposite side by hypotenuse is m1 v1f. Therefore vertical component is m1 v1f sin theta 1. And similarly, if you consider this triangle, if you apply sin theta 2, opposite side is this minus y direction and the hypotenuse is m2 v2f. So therefore the vertical component is in negative direction, minus y, m2 v2f sin theta 2. But as far as the object 1, when it collides with m2, we have resolved into two forces. We have resolved the component along horizontal and vertical direction. So in the vertical direction it is 0. Okay, that's the idea. So initially mass into velocity v1I is equal to, we are considering momentum. So this strikes and the horizontal component along this is m1 v1f cos theta 1. That's what is written here. And because of m2, we have along x direction the component as m2 v2f cos theta 2. So when you add these two components, it should be equal to m1 v1I. And if you consider the vertical component, it is 0 because the initial object 1 with mass m1 v1I is along x direction, so there is no y direction movement, therefore it is 0. But as far as the resultant of object m1 and m2 is concerned, with mass m1 and m2, v1 and v2 concerned, It has both horizontal and vertical components. So the vertical component is m1 v1 f sin theta 1 in this direction, and another component is in this direction, which is minus m2 v2 f sin theta 2. So therefore we have two equations, and another thing is half mv square, which is the kinetic energy. So kinetic energy of object 1 of m1 v1 I square. So this is the value. After collision it should be equal to half m1 v1 f square, this component of m1 v1 f square, and the other component of the object of m2 v2 f square. Now we have first equation, second equation, and third equation. Actually we have considered only xy plane, but the motion can happen in three-dimensional xyz plane. Assume this is x, y, and the vertical component like this. Okay, so vertically upwards this way. So in that case you have z also, but we have considered a carom board like structure which is two-dimensional. Now we know the mass, say assume mass of the striker we know, mass of the coin we know, these two values know, initial velocity v1i also we know, and the angle, if we know the angle of where the striker moves with theta 1, this angle, or the coin moves theta 2. So if we know any four values, all other values can be computed using these three relations. The final velocity v2f, v1f can be easily computed after if we know these three equations. So that's about collisions in two dimensions. But this is the generalized equation. If theta 1 is equal to theta 2 is equal to 0, assume it is. If theta 1 and theta 2 equal to 0, you will get one-dimensional collision equation and both will travel together. So theta 1, theta equal to 0 means cos 0, 1, here also cos 0, 1. Therefore you will get the equations in one dimension. Okay. Similarly, if you apply 0 means you won't get anything in the vertical direction. So if we know the values of m1, m2, initial velocity, and any one angle theta 1 or theta 2, we can always find other values like v1f, final velocity of the object 1 and final velocity of the object 2. As I said earlier, we have considered only two-dimensional, but the moment, the collision and our resultant can be in three-dimensional. Everything can happen in three-dimensional also. Then we have to resolve the components into x, y, z. So with this short introduction about two-dimension collisions, hope you have understood this topic. Thanks for watching. Nandri.